Welcome to your first look. It is the Ironman National, as we only have 3 races to go at Lucas Oil Pro Motocross for 2021. I'm Jason Weigandt. This show brought to you by 60 Helmets, committed to the relentless pursuit of better brain protection. A lot to cover today, not just the Pro Motocross Championship, but we're integrating the amateurs with the first ever Scouting Combine, and we'll talk to one of the coaches for the young riders, Chad Reed, about that in a bit. But the Ironman track is really a star here because this is one of the newer tracks in the series, and very rarely do we come here and have actually good weather. We've had full-on mudders, we've had almost mudders, we've had races that looked like they were gonna be mudders and they fixed it. We have not had any rain here all week. They're actually trying to catch up by putting extra water on the track today because all the rain they thought they were gonna get did not happen. We'll get a little track analysis here with Jalek Swoll, who has absolutely no experience with this track whatsoever, but he does still have some thoughts. All right, joined by Jalek Swoll here. So we were looking for your extensive track analysis, and it turned out you've never ridden on this track before.
No. Nope, never been here. First time here, but I got all the lines out. We're good.
But you said you got it dialed. What have you seen, heard about this track? What do you know about it?
Haven't heard much, but you know, I watched a few of these races on TV, so yeah, it always, you know, you can take everything out of the TV, you know, because it just looks so similar and everything, right?
Okay. Now, normally this track is like, usually there's rain when the weekend begins, and they try to fix it. We end up with these mega deep ruts. They didn't have any rain this week. They told me this. I'm giving you the inside scoop.
Yeah.
The ruts are not going to be nearly as gnarly.
Nice.
I've seen 50-50. Which do you prefer?
So it really depends. I actually like how they've done most of the rounds this year.
Less ruts, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's not, the ruts isn't really an issue. It's the fact that we make all these lines in the morning when it's all muddy and like,
yeah.
There is no moving around. So like, I feel like the races this year have been more so like, we've been able to go wherever we want to. And I feel like the only real race that was like actually kind of how they used to do it was Unadilla.
Okay. Now there's a huge Godzilla jump back there. Are you like looking forward to that? Or is it just scary?
Oh, I don't know. Dude, I haven't hit it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm the type of person that just hits stuff like right away to get out of my mind.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. I'll try to follow somebody who's been here.
All right. Let me ask you about your season. I feel like you were showing signs again, even last week at Budds Creek. I feel like you were back up there in the mix. How are you feeling?
I feel like my speed has been there all year. I always tend to have something where it just doesn't go my way.
Yeah.
Like, but it is what it is, and I'm having fun this year. I at least have the knowledge that I can be up there and be doing good. So no, yeah, I have the like I know I can do it now.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes not being up there like really hurt me now. You know what I mean?
Yes, it doesn't hurt as much. Yes.
That I can be up there, but all in all, like I've been riding really well. I just have either found myself on the ground or falling off of somebody else getting a little sketchy. So
right.
It is what it is, and honestly, I'm just happy with all the progression I've had this year.
Okay. Watch for the 47. We'll be hucking that jump right off the bat in practice.
Yeah.
And Jalek would like to clarify, when he tries to jump that in the first lap, it will be the first lap where the wheels on the ground flags are not out. He does not want to be penalized with incriminating evidence on our first look show. Now we can actually show you what this track race is like today because of this talent scouting combine. For years, the teams have been asking for an amateur event that is more closely related to the pro side than the Redlands or Mini-O's or the other big events. So let's race it at a regular track. That's part of the Pro Series. Let's have long motos, 25 minutes and 2 laps. They also worked in some workshops today with some very experienced people teaching the young amateurs what they're gonna find at the pro level. In our first moto today, the real showdown was expected to be between the Team Green riders, Ryder DeFrancesco and Chance Hymas. They did not disappoint. DeFrancesco led most of the way, then he tipped over and handed the lead over to Hymas. That was Moto 1. Moto 2 will come up later today. So that's the racing aspect. What about the coaching side? What can some of the veterans of the sport teach these young riders? Chad Reed volunteered to be one of the coaches. Let's ask him. So we were talking about the Moto Combine. We found Chad Reed. So you're on my plane flight yesterday, and I'm like, why are you here? You really wanted to be a part of this Combine and work with these kids. You really wanted to do this.
Yeah, no, I mean, and so far it's been awesome.
Yeah?
It's been fun. You know, I mean, obviously all the names I know, but it's nice to be able to, you know, put a face to a name without a helmet on. you know, learn about them, learn about their families, and then yeah, just watch them do what they love to do, really.
Okay, we know you as a pretty unfiltered guy, pretty gnarly. Have you had to dig into Ryder D or Hymas or anybody like that yet?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
I just went 1-3-4. I'm not complaining about my team.
They did pick weighted ping pong balls. For some reason, like all the known big name guys seem to get you. I don't know. Did you plan this?
I mean, the cream always rises to the top. So my name was on top is what I'm claiming.
But seriously, what makes you say, I'm going to give up a free weekend? You don't have to do this. I don't think you're getting paid to be here. You just wanted to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I've probably heard this combine kicked around for at least 3 years.
Okay.
You know, yeah, I sat in a dinner meeting in California maybe about 2 years ago now, and, you know, Tim and the team were kicking it around. And so, I mean, you know, when you feel like you vocalize what they can, should, can and cannot do, you know, I think that you have to sometimes, you know, if you're gonna walk the walk, do the, you know.
Okay.
So I'm here, you know, like I don't love the direction the sport has gone. I don't love everything that I see getting done, and just like politics and schools and things like that, if you don't like it, then get involved in it. So here we are, you know. Hopefully this is the step to, you know, maybe making a difference. Okay, so not just for these individual riders, the whole scene.
Yeah, trying to weigh in. Yeah,
I love motorcycle racing. It's been a massive part of my life. My kids love it, and if they're gonna love it, and this is something that I have to do, then I would like to see, you know, a positive thing for my kids to be involved in. So if I can help, you know, direct it, steer the ship a little bit, give an opinion, then yeah, I think that my hand's up, and I'm enjoying it so far.
It's cool. I'm sure they're pumped to have Coach Chad here today. That's pretty neat. All right, awesome to see Chad Reed, Damon Bradshaw, and Brock Glover there, your coaches here for these young riders this weekend. You try to get some really experienced guys to work with the new kids. Let's flip it back to the pro side here. So last week at Budds Creek, Jeremy Martin ends up winning again. He's the first rider to get 3 wins in the 250 class this year, now begging the question, what if he hadn't missed those motos with injury? He's got mixed emotions about all of it. He doesn't want to claim that he'd be champ. That's probably a bit too ambitious to just say that. He also wishes, actually, in a way, he wasn't climbing the all-time 250 win ranks. He's actually tied for 4th all-time now, because he knows that just indicates he's been in the class far longer than he wants to. And he doesn't even quite know what to do about being this middle guy who's not in the title fight, but is taking points away from Justin Cooper and Jet Lawrence. Here's what Jeremy Martin had to say last week.
Man, I don't know if I really like, you know, being the middleman, but it is racing, and it is a part of the sport. You know, I did obviously I missed three complete motos this year. But yeah, I was coming into Budds Creek today. I was a little bit, man, I didn't know how it was going to go. And I don't know if I've ever won a moto there, and I've never really jived there pretty well. So to be able to go 3-1 in that first moto, those guys were going good, and Jet just straight up got me around the outside, and I had nothing for him. And yeah, that was Moto 1. And then Moto 2, we made some bike adjustments, and I was really a lot more comfortable. And I felt like it definitely showed in that second moto. I got a great start, and then was able to lead it from start to finish, and get you know, the overall, and get the 3rd one on the season.
So on to the title contenders. Jet, he's been pretty good the last couple of weeks. He did get that overall at Unadilla. He didn't get the overall at Budds, but he did gain 1 point on Justin Cooper. But there were no answers for Jeremy Martin in that spectacular second moto by him. So that was what Jet was leaving Budds Creek thinking about, some points that were left on the table.
Yeah, I think I was just mainly disappointed that I could have gained more points, but just J-Mart was feeling really good in that second moto, and I didn't really have much form. I think I was just, and I feel like all races are going to be disappointed if they miss an overall win by 1 point. So yeah, but no, it was not a bad day. I felt pretty good on the bike. It's the track was pretty gnarly, and it was crazy how good the track came out, even though how much rain they had this week with the track boys being on it. But it was not a too bad day. For not feeling the greatest on the track, it was not too bad. Yeah.
Justin Cooper, we didn't get him in the post-race press conference last week, but the story is the same. He's won 3 straight first motos. He has not had as good a ride in the second motos, and we know he's been frustrated. He said it, that he's leaving points on the table. I don't think this track really favors anyone. This is a track that Jet has raced before. Justin has obviously been here a ton, so it should be interesting. So pivotal every point with this championship. That's the 250 division. In the 450 class, all you can do is tip your hat to Dylan Ferrandis. I know there's 6 motos to go. I know anything could happen. But even guys like Eli Tomac have to admit, the guy has been just super solid.
For one, he's been fast and he's been really consistent. He hasn't messed up at all yet. So, and he's kind of just well-rounded. That's really the way I look at the guy. He's just doing everything, you know, just right. And he's just as well-rounded. Like, he's just solid everywhere. So that's what I see when I'm behind him. And he's had good endurance. You know, a lot of guys are kind of hit and miss, even how I've been this year between the 2 motos, but he's been solid for Moto 1 and 2. So, yeah, just solid.
So those are the thoughts on Ferrandis for the Honda boys. Sexton and Roczen, they were very close. Both of them expressed that their bikes aren't quite what they want them to be as far as the setup right now. And Sexton explained how frustrated it can be when you're up front like that and you can't finish the deal.
Yeah, it was frustrating. Like I said, it's just to have that good speed and not really make anything out of it was not ideal. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm making steps in the right direction, and looking forward to Indiana. It's a home race for me, and I like that track. So yeah, just trying to improve. And like I said, it was a little frustrating especially late in the second moto to really lose the train. And yeah, I guess we'll just go back to work and try and get better.
Okay, so good analysis from the riders. This will be really exciting. Roczen and Sexton know what they have to do. They have to try to keep Ferrandis behind them and gain some points and at least take this thing all the way to the finale at Hangtown. Pivotal round. I feel like I say it every weekend, but that's how close the racing has been. This show brought to you by 60 Helmets, committed to the pursuit of better brain protection, and we will see you on Saturday from Ironman Raceway.